California into Colorado. So needless to say, 2020, it's been a brutal year for weather catastrophes in the United States.
It has been a headache. It truly has been. So far, we've racked up $16 billion weather disasters, including Hurricane Laura and those western wildfires. Countless families had prized possessions like pictures, paintings, artwork damaged by water or by fire. But there is a way to bring these cherished mementos back to life, Kelly. And Jim Wohlers joins us by phone now. He is the owner of Art, here he is, by Art Recovery Technologies. Jim, can you tell us about how you're able to salvage baby pictures, wedding albums, and family photos feared to be lost forever?
Well, each one poses its own specific challenges. And we handle each one individually. And of course, it's such a broad category of art. So often when we discuss art, people think that we're talking about pictures that are worth thousands of dollars. And oftentimes, though, what we see are sentimental items, just like you said, family heirlooms, cherished photos that can't be replaced, and they're priceless to the homeowner. So as we go into each one, we try to take into account what it means to the homeowner. And then, of course, like I said, when we're talking about paintings, if it's gotten damaged, if it's gotten wet, one of the biggest challenges we face in the South, of course, is in anything that we do, it's getting it out of the humidity. Mm-hmm. So, removing it to a cool, dry, light environment, laying it face up. Don't blot it. Mm-hmm. Don't touch the paint face at all. Don't apply heat. You don't want to wrap things in a bag or bubble wrap because you'll create almost a greenhouse effect and promote mold growth.
Mm-hmm. Those are some great tips right there before we have to get an expert involved, right? Certain things you have to do probably pretty quickly. You got to act fast in this situation when you have a disaster.
You do, and oftentimes what we run into is the fact that because so many items have been affected, oftentimes the art is the last thing they think about, or isn't the last thing, but it just doesn't pose the problem right away. Mm-hmm. So yeah.
Can we talk about that for a moment? What type of art recovery do you tend to see and perform after those fires, the floods, or other type of weather catastrophes?
That's great. What we typically see are really run the gamut. And like I said, some people like to think of art as fine art, as these pieces that you would buy on an auction block. We run into taxidermy, historical document, fine art, collectibles, sentimental items. Primarily, it does end up being those sentimental items that are irreplaceable to you. They're priceless. They can't, there's just nothing that can be done to go out and buy a new one. It's not like your refrigerator that you can go out and buy another one at a box store. This is something that can't be replaced.
So, Jim, how about a few DIY tips, things that we can do to clean up the frames and even the framed glass itself?
Yeah, when you're dealing with framed glass, of course, if it's just plain glass, just like anyone would normally do, glass cleaner and a paper towel is fine to use. Of course, when you get into acrylics, you just want to use warm soapy water, and a microfiber rag. All right. When you start talking about frames, it's dependent on the material the frame's made out of. We'll go with some of the common ones. If it's just a smooth wooden frame, just microfiber cloth and furniture polish. If it's porous, you'll want to use microfiber and more like a wood cleaning product. And then again, when you get to a plastic or acrylic frame, you're going to go with microfiber again in a warm soapy water because we don't want to scratch.
Hey, super fast. We've got roughly 30 seconds or so left. We want to ask you really quickly in terms of, if you live on the Gulf Coast, you're trying to be, you want to be aware. You want to try to protect your artwork. What would you recommend people do before a storm arrives?
Well, prior to document, take pictures, document what you have, take the art, put it in an interior room that doesn't have direct access, doesn't necessarily have exterior windows or across from windows and walls, lift it up off the floor.
All right, Jim Wohlers, owner of Art Recovery Technologies. Thank you so much for your time this morning. We really appreciate it. Next weekend, it's very exciting.
Very true.